Okay. Grand Rising, I am Empress Adaora, and this is the Morris News Network. If you would like to follow us, you can join our group and you can find us on Telegram. The invite link will be provided in the description below. We speak on all the latest news, spiritual news, Mother Gaia news, share knowledge, provide products and services, preparedness information, and all of the information that you just can't speak about on any other social media platform due to content and free speech restrictions. So please come join us. Again, that invite link is provided in the description below. Also, if any of the information provided within this video, past videos, or our message at the Morse News Network resonates with you and you would like to support our mission, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to get this information out there to the people that may need what we are sharing in these critical times that we are living in today. We are live on a show that we call The Shift. And I am Empress Adaora. We are here with Empress Phoenix Star 777. Hey, Empress.
Hey.
And we also have a special guest, Empress Tasia. She is here. Hey, Empress. Wherever
Hey,
she's
how
at.
are you?
There you are. Okay, so we're first before we start off, we always got to say number one, nationality is the order of the day. If you want your free sovereign nationality documents, please reach out to me at the Morse News Network at gmail.com. The next karmic cleanse that we are having is going to be on the 21st, January 21st. And that day was picked because that is the day that all of the crystals are being upgraded. So that's the crystals in the air, the crystals in your body, the crystals in the food. That is the 21st. So that is this Friday. So that's the next karmic cleanse. And lastly, we do have the galactic training going on right now. We have classes coming up because we are in a spiritual war. That's what it is. Whether people want to admit it or not, that is what it is. We have a spiritual war going on. It's time to vibe up, get your psychic abilities going on. We already have them. These are our natural gifts, but it's time to activate. So we're trying to help give guidance and help activate as much as we can. So if you guys are interested in that, again, please reach out at the Morris News Network at gmail.com or to the Morris News Network on Telegram. Okay, now that we got that out the way, before we get started, because Empress Phoenix Star does have a lot of information to go over, I want to go over a couple of things because we did talk about these different shifts coming up, right? So January 1st started the as far as the earth going 3,000 times faster, and we were talking about let me mute mics because I can hear too
Oh,
much
sorry about that.
speaking. No problem. But the earth is spinning faster 3,000 times. Then I said the 21st, that was the crystal upgrades. Then we spoke about the February 21st. That was going to be the dimensional shift where we're supposed to like jump to the 12th dimension. We talked about that. And then lastly was February 22nd, when we're going to have two carbon upgrades on 2:22 a.m. and at 2:22 p.m. So this is the information that was told. We also know that it's supposed to be something big coming. Some people say energy, but something is coming inbound from the cosmos that should be helping to help us ascend and get our ascension going a little bit more, and boosting up the planet the way it needs to, because there's a lot of stuff going on politically in the economy and in the economy right now, and everybody sees it. So it's time to kind of take action to do something about it. So we're going to talk about things that we can do, because one of the main problems is financing. So we're going to talk about, passive income, different things that you can do to kind of upgrade. We're going to briefly talk about that because there's probably going to be another segment, but I would like to get the door open so you guys can know that there are opportunities available to anyone that's interested to get creative financing while you still can, because the collapse of the economy is real. And if you do things now, I'm sure most of you guys have already heard about how the credit is going to be removed. Any debt from your credit report is going to be removed. Now, remember, the debt is not ours anyway. That national debt is the U.S. Corporation Inc. That is their debt. And so they would love to remove that debt, because that's removing the liability that they had to pay you. Okay, so this is what they
I appreciate her for this call, like to be. Oh, my bad.
no problem, Empress. So yeah, so that was the what they owed us. That's what they owed the indigenous people, the sovereigns, for all of this time. They're doing all their IOUs. So again, wiping the debt, even though people are saying yay, is helping us, but it's really in the end helping them. Okay, so you can take full advantage of this though. Like in any other time, recession, depression, there you're going to have people struggling, right? It's going to be hard for many, but then there's other people that's going to have an amazing time. It's going to be an investment opportunity. It's going to be a time for them to take full advantage of the situation. So again, we're trying to give free ways. I'm just giving information on what you can do to help yourself through this time, to take full advantage of the situation before they wipe the debts. Okay, before they wipe the debts, you want to do it now, because again, I've heard word that we're not even going to have these financial situations as far as these lenders and banks. That's going to be no longer. So if you can get yourself into the right situation and get the funds you need, many people are looking to go off grid, and they just don't know how to do so. They don't have the means to do that. Many people are looking to want farmland and so forth. They don't have the means to do that. And there's a growing amount of people that want to build a community where we all can kind of pitch in. And we've been talking about, things that we can do on that landscape as well. And they don't have the means for that as well. So I'm going to be providing the information that I know how to do. And I've been a real estate broker for many years, been a real estate consultant, and just doing financing and consulting for many years, whether it was commercial, whether it was real estate, whether it's through business. And what I want to provide for anyone that's that needs assistance is to find a creative way to get the funding they need with the least amount of documents, the least amount of credit, especially for those that are still in the system, right? Because we're going to have our own strategy. You get what you can get now. And then afterwards, because a lot of people want to nationalize, you can nationalize, you can terminate your corporate contract, you could terminate that debt. There's things that you can do. You can, you're supposed to get your trust together. You're supposed to put your assets in that trust. Okay. So you can do that. You're supposed to, get an allodial title so you can have superior title over your land. And only the indigenous people can do that. Okay. Only the indigenous people can have allodial title. Anything else is a lease. Anything else is a lease. There is no real ownership. Okay, so that's key because people don't really completely get a real understanding or center understanding of the difference. So one way to do that is through real estate. And some of the key ways that we're going to do that is to be able to get some cash back at closing. Okay, now for people that want deeper information on that, we'll just do calls on that one-on-one. I'm not going to say too much on the internet, but just know that I know from experience. Okay. I'm only telling you things that I've done, not things that I'm thinking. These are things that I've done that are proven, the things that I've done for other people that are proven. So, and we're, like I said, we're going to do that. And you don't need that much money. You don't need that much documentation. And if there are situations where you don't have the information that you need, then what we would do is just tailor the deal to go to the lenders and different places that you can get the funding. So I don't want people to stress out and say, well, I don't have this information, so I can't go there. I'm done. There's nothing I can do and it's over. That's not how it works. No, you may not be able to go to that particular lender, but there may be other lenders that's available. And many times there are, that your situation fits their needs. That might be the difference of one lender was going to provide you, just an example, 50,000 on this one deal. But you couldn't go to that lender. You didn't have the documents. So you had to accept 25,000. Okay. You had to accept half of that than what you really wanted, but you were able to get to 25,000. And if you can use that 25,000 to go do the things that you need to do, then so be it. Because right now, time is of the essence. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. And I don't want people to sit back and just think that they have all this time and you can procrastinate, because that is not the case. Everything is speeding up. We do see this illusion of time speeding up as well. Okay. So, I just want to say about that. Also, ways to make money and be on the move. With this shift happening and the things that are going to be happening on the land or in different states, and with all this other stuff that's going on, you want to be able to be mobile and still make your money. So there is one place, and I told people about it all the time, and I'm going to look, well, I provided two different places. If you are part of the New Shift group, right? We started the New Shift group on Telegram that is going to be tailored into pushing certain information on the shift, because on the Moore's News Network, we talk about so much, things kind of get lost in the sauce. So I just want the shift group to be tailored to certain things, and that is going to be about community and being able to get the capital that you need to build that community, to go off grid, to get the farming going, and to do the things that you need to do to be independent. Okay. Many other countries, they don't go through a lot of the same things we go through because they're not dependent. We have become too dependent on this fake government that's not even a real government. Okay, we've been too dependent on that for too long, and it's time to take back our power. And part of taking back our power is to go back to our sovereignty and how we were prior, when we did a lot of things ourselves, but we also came together more. Okay, so that's going to be key to getting out of this mess. That's going to be key to getting out of this mess. So one particular place to go to, easy rest, adjustable beds. I mean, you could do 1099, where you could be your own independent contractor. You could go personally, okay, if you want to be employed that way, or you can go as a business and they'll pay your business for you working. You don't get any benefits, but I think they pay maybe about like 15, close to $16 an hour, plus commissions, and you're doing appointment setting, and they're constantly looking for people, and you get hired rather quickly. They pretty much give almost anybody a shot. So if anybody's kind of looking for, some way to, make more money, and they want to be remote, you don't have to worry about any of type of the what they say, the Jamba Juice, or or any mask and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about that. So that's one good place to go for that. And then another thing people don't think about that is giving tons of money right now is going back to school. Okay, you could do online classes. They'll give you between, depending on what you're going, if you're undergrad, you can make between about, I don't know, they'll give you 1,500 to about maybe 2,500 every 8 weeks. And if you're graduate student, they'll give up to 4,000. Now people say, oh, but those are debts. Well, guess what? They're already talking about and already doing wiping debts for students right now. They're wiping the debts. Okay, I know several people that have went to school and they have gotten their debts wiped. And now there's a big class action lawsuit with Navient, in which they're going to be wiping debts. I think it's like $1.8 billion about to be wiped. So that is another way that you can, be able to provide yourself extra funds and still be mobile. You could be mobile. That means you can be even out the country. Okay, it doesn't matter. And if you want to know of a few good schools to do online that make it easier for you, I'll provide that information as well. So I just wanted to give you some of that information right now, at least for about that. As far as the real estate goes, yes, you can make definitely passive income, and I'm sure Empress Tasia is going to speak a little bit more on that too, but on real estate and doing rental properties and stuff like that as well. Even if it doesn't last long, it doesn't matter, because from what I was told, that a lot of the debts that's going to be wiped is going to be owner occupied. So that means that are properties that you are purchasing for yourself. Okay, so if you're doing it personally and it's not investment property, or your personal car, one particular, vehicle that you have, that's personal, they're going to be wiping those debts along with, credit cards, student loans, and all that. These things are already happening. I know many people that has already gotten their credit wiped, and that's why I'm saying this is your opportunity, because once they wipe it, I don't know if they're just going to come back and you just went and got a new debt and wipe it again, but they are wiping debts right now. So we don't really know how that's going to go. I wanted to start it off with that. So if anyone is interested in learning the ways on how to either make more money at home, because we do have a couple other businesses that is doing work from home, remote. You don't have to worry about any of that. And also how to get capital. We want to get liquid. You want to get liquid capital by doing real estate. Okay, doing real estate transactions and trying to get some money cash at closing. Let me know, because we're going to talk specifically about that, because I would need to know your specific situation. So that means I'm going to have to start talking to people kind of one-on-one, so I can see where do you fit, what lenders that you fit. And then there's more capital than that. Okay, there's more capital than that where you can go and get liquid. Okay, and I'll discuss that to you specifically one-on-one. I'm not going to talk too much about all of that, not on this show today. So I just wanted to make that clear. And before we move on to Empress Phoenix Star, Tasia, Empress, if you're here, could you please just introduce yourself, your Telegram group, and some of the things that you have going on, because we're trying to nation build, guys. So we're teaming up with a lot of other people so we can, build this community. And one of the people that we're teaming up with is Tasia. Hi, Empress.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good, good. And I just want you to just tell everyone a little bit about yourself, what you have going on, your passive income opportunities and stuff like that, so we can get the ball rolling.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so my name is Millionaire Mommy, or Tasia, but cause Millionaire Mommy, let me just give my son the iPad so he's good whilst I go ahead and get settled with you guys. But I want to thank you first off for facilitating and organizing this call. Yeah, I call myself the queen of passive streams, and it's literally because a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I was in a position where I was in the ER working, and it was when the pandemic originally started, right? So just through intuition, just through like already knowing where things were going, I kind of got myself out of corporate from there, working a corporate job from there. And initially it was just like a trial and error of trying a whole bunch of different things. But what I learned through having different streams of passive income is that is what is really going to give you your time and your ability to retain all this information. There's a lot of information that's needed for you to really live the lifestyle that you want to, right? So for me, it was just a matter of diversification. So there's a saying that if you have 7 passive streams, or the average millionaire has 7 passive income streams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always my goal to kind of like stack them up so that I'm never kind of dependent on just one thing, right? So when I first started my entrepreneur journey, I guess, I actually was homeless. Like when I quit my job initially, like it was just because I refused to just stay there. I knew I wasn't going to be staying there for X amount of years. So my initial journey was trading, with me literally blowing accounts, figuring it out, hopping on YouTube, studying strategy, studying technical analysis, and that's one of the things that I do now, which is Forex. Okay, so that is a $6 trillion market. And just like real estate, it allows you to have a certain amount of money and then obviously have an ROI on that. And you're able to make ROI, a return on your investment in the Forex market very, very quickly. So that can be, you can be there's different types of traders. So you have your short-term traders to where you're day trading. So that means you're hopping on the London session, the New York session, you're hopping on a couple hours a day and you're making your short-term gains, right? You also have your position traders where you're holding it a little bit longer. But in the spirit of what Empress is talking about in terms of the time that we have, I'm more focused on the things that are passive because that really gives me time to be on the ground doing things, doing actual, like putting, you know what I mean? And with my son as well, like with the schooling, like the things that are going on in the schools, like after school Satan Club and all this LGBT stuff, like I am not sending my son to school. That's another reason why I wanted to have something where I'm self-sufficient. So needing that, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because my son is out here, but needing that, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But you know, I'm glad I see you was throwing off for your background, but that's okay. I'm glad you brought something up. I almost forgot. If people have children that need to be homeschooled, okay, you definitely can do it yourself. We all know this. You can homeschool at home. For others that, because I see a lot of people have the schools babysitting their children, and they would rather them be at school than to be at home because they don't have the time, or you're just, you know, at work because you actually have to go somewhere to work, so you can't be home. There are schools that are online, and I have a few links for that as well. For those that want, like, you really want a teacher to still teach your child, but you want them to be at home and they can still, you know, get that whatever school for your state and so forth, for those people that are still trying to follow those guidelines. So if anybody's interested in that for their child, also let me know. You brought up a good point about that, and I just want to hit home because I almost forgot about that. Everything's about passive income. Everything is about finding ways.
You brought it back to my point.
Yeah.
You brought me back to my point. So the fact that I need to have the time, like especially with now, so see, I'm on a Zoom call and it not being passive, it's it's things that take away from the lifestyle, right? So in saying that, I know that the importance of having systems, having things that run in the background, so you can do your running around in the background.
That's right. That's right.
So like through my experience, like I bought in course after course. So my business is literally based on like a one-on-one basis. So I'll sit with a person and figure out based on actually what their natal chart says, what their vocation should be. And then we sit down and then we figure out how we can put that in action. So if you're more strong suited to work with people, that's when I would now have you in an organization type space. So network marketing, if people are looking to make income and not have to clock in anywhere, network marketing is a great option because it allows you to build community and kind of leverage other people's efforts at the same time. Another good thing that you can do for people that have any specific type of skills, live streaming, there's a platform that I go on. You make 5K a month USD just by live streaming. It's 2 hours a day and you have to go on live for 15 days out of the month. So there's that, there's Turo. So if you want to have, say, a fleet of cars, there's several different things, like, and there's things where you can set it up to where it can be a family business. So again, I would sit with a person, figure out what it is your strength is, and then kind of put a person towards that.
Beautiful. See, that's why I wanted to talk about these things, guys. I know it completely maybe does not have to deal with the shift, but it kind of does, because one of the main problems, me and Empress Phoenix, please, I want you to come in on this subject, because how many times people say, they don't have the money. And then we're trying to tell them, wait, please go in on that, because I know you came with some good solutions too.
Oh my God, so many things, so many ways, you know, and there's so many ways to make money. I mean, we have elderly that are at home that need help. I mean, there are ways to make money. And I'm not talking about getting over on people. I'm talking about assisting people, you know, helping them with projects. There's all kind of ways to make money. And I'm really glad to hear the information that the young lady is saying, because, you know, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Okay, so I mean,
Yeah.
really, but you know, with that being said, if you're a serial entrepreneur, that means you've done a lot of ways to make money. You've had multiple streams, but right now, the stress of everything that's going on right now can actually numb a person as far as which thing they want to do, especially when they know how to do a lot of things, you know. And so I'm definitely someone that's going to be talking with you. You're talking to someone that had like 20 websites at one time, was investing. I mean, I was making money off my websites, but you know, things have changed on the internet world for those
Yes.
entrepreneurs,
But you know what's so amazing? Just having the resource group that I met you from, which is the library, and
Right.
being a part of these different networking groups.
Mhm.
I've met a lot of people that have the same type of vision that I have, which is going off grid, which is,
Oh yeah, oh,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So
Oh,
through
do I?
that, being in the investor space, like people that I trade with, we, similar to this, we hop on every Saturday and we kind of just discuss locations, discuss ways that we're going to take the capital that we have and then now put it into things, streams that are now going to give us a return on our investment for us not being there. So those are things like vending machines. One of the things that is on our last call were some investment properties in Belize. So it's one of the things that we're looking into to take our money. So although I use crypto as kind of my main vehicle for investing at this current time, I know that there's a timeline.
Mhm.
Just because
Right.
I do centralized and I do decentralized projects.
Mhm.
So for my centralized projects, I don't even really like being too close to the fire. However, I know that I can use it kind of as a bridge to get my tangible assets that I want.
Right.
That's right.
You know,
Mhm.
so in the spirit of saying that, so while using crypto, which is a very fast way, if we were talking about the fastest way that I would be making passive gains, it would be the crypto space, just because of the automation trading that I've now come across. So I've been a trader and I've come across automation trading. That's to where you are not having to learn, but you kind of just have a system do it for you. So systems, so that you don't have to be there, right?
That
So
would
the
be
automation.
handy. Oh my God. I used to do Forex, and you know what? You have to watch that. You know what I mean? So that would be
Yeah,
I'm really
no, I
interested in
experienced
talking
that,
to you.
and yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I wake up, or when I do trade, I wake up and I do it in the London session. So for me, that's 3 a.m. because my son is active during the day. So it makes more sense for me to kind of take a nap before and then wake up a little bit later on. But even that, like, I'd rather just sleep through the night.
Right,
I'd
right.
rather sleep through the night. So now it's the automation trading, and the crypto is something else completely. The crypto is something to where they incentivize you for building their blockchain community. So right now, I would say there's probably about 6 months to where I'm going to pump that specific opportunity, right? But I work them around. Once I have all my crypto, my digital gains, that's when we want to now take that as investors and put it into land now, because that is the real resource. Like with all the metaverse stuff that they talk about, it's cool, but the real wealth is actual physical land and your
That's
backup
right.
generator and your septic system and your solar generator, and right. So
Mhm.
in terms of the resources we've already collected for that, that's open for everybody. Anything that I have found in regards to like the actual link for the rental properties, because it can be something that you can live in, because these properties are sustainable. Once you get them, they sustain themselves. Or it could be an investment property. You can get more than one and now rent them out, right?
Okay.
Sorry.
I tried to mute, guys. Keep your your mics muted. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So yeah, there's a couple different things like that. There's the locations that we have as far as real estate and having those sustainable type of vacation properties that you can either Airbnb or live in yourself.
Yep.
The two locations we have are Belize and Costa Rica as of right now. So I could definitely send that information forward, as well as the automation trading, as well as the crypto. But like I said, there's both DeFi and centralized. So
Right. And you brought up a good point. We always talk about diversifying funds. You have to diversify. There's no such thing anymore. It's never really been, everybody had this false safety, right? Like, okay, I work a job, and because you work this job, that you had this security. And then people will talk about you or make you feel bad if you're not working that 9 to 5, like how they do. And they get up every morning and they go there, and it's like they have a real job and you don't. People will kind of make you feel bad about it, but that's a false sense of safety. I mean, look what just happened. Look at, even with this fake pandemic, look what just happened to everything and everybody was just able to, lose jobs that quickly and lose their homes and everything so quickly. You want to be recession and depression proof, okay? And there's multiple things that you need. Number one is definitely having different streams of income. Always property. Real estate is never going anywhere. That's always first. Everything comes from the land. You got to remember that, okay? Your food, your clothing, your shelter, everything that we have comes from the land. And number three is to also have gold and silver, okay? And that's why I invested into gold and silver, and having even gold backed money, so you can have, thinner pieces of gold that you can use on a daily basis, okay? Because if the fiat goes away, which that's going away, we all know it is, then you still want to be able to barter and trade. You got to have skills, also have a skill set, okay? That's key right now, to have some type of skills, so that you can barter and trade. If you don't have those skills, you definitely want to have something in place so that you can actually barter and trade with, like, some type of product.
so many websites, literally. Like, there's a website called Fiverr. If you can make little website graphics or like little flyers on, you can charge like $50 for that, just to do that. So if you were to sit down there, I don't know how long it would take you, you know what I mean? But there's really something for on the internet, because it's the internet. Like, there's a whole, or there's NFTs, so taking your intellectual property, there's also tokenizing your business. Right. So I'm wary of telling people to get themselves too caught up into the crypto space, because there is, like I said, a timeline for me. But if you're a nerd, there are ways around it. It's just about how much kind of like deep into it you would like to go. Because the surface level is the level that everybody goes to. So that's the Trojan horse level. For you to be really diligent, that's when you got your VPN and you got your all of that other safety stuff, right? Yeah, if anybody wants to know more about the crypto space, definitely reach out to me on anything passive, really.
That's right.
We'll have her contact info, right?
Yes, and then we'll just put it. It'll be at the bottom of this link. Now, I will say this, guys, just in case we get cut off, because it looks like Zoom is doing some crazy stuff that I don't know what they're going to do. We will do a part 2, and I will put a Zoom link, and then we'll just come straight back on. I just want to see that, because I see something they're talking about, like some type of timing. I think they want me to upgrade, and I don't.
It's blacking out on me.
Yeah, I'm not going to upgrade right now. So
no.
So we'll just call this part 1. And then we're going to jump straight into part 2. And I'm going to send that link, and it's probably going to give us another probably about 45 to an hour. And then that would be for you, Empress, so we can go straight in on all the stuff that we got to talk about today. Okay. So
I heard so far.
Yeah, well, we had to talk about it, right? We had to talk about it because the main thing is the money. Like a lot of people would do more if they had the money. So I
Right.
know that that's the case. So like, let's talk about it. Let's get the show on the road, and then now we can start building the community. So, you know, it's time. So guys, stick around. I'm going to put another link because it looks like it's going to cut us off, and I just don't want it to cut us off while we're talking. And then I'll put another link. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the first time it ever happened. So I just want to go ahead and do that and save this session.
Excuse me, may I speak?
Mm-hmm.
Susan from London, UK.